we are gaining arenas, losing a Rockstar, and getting an Oscar. Coming up on WHHW right now.
Loading snacks.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage. This is what happened was hashtag WHHW. That's last week's news and it's over there somewhere. We have some things to discuss. Hook me up.
Number one!
Can we talk for a moment about the power and strength of video games from a business standpoint? For just a moment. For a moment.
Okay.
For a moment, okay? Because we have known for quite some time that video games is the most lucrative entertainment business there is.
Agreed.
It outdoes movies, it outdoes TV. Nobody reads. I mean, people read, but like physical books. Anyway, video games.
Right.
And we know that the climb of esports, showing up on ESPN, Overwatch League, arenas, DC got a team now, like things are popping off. So, who got money? Walmart. What's Walmart do? They opening up esports centers inside their supercenter stores. Huh? What? Why? Cause esports. 11 Walmarts will have esports centers inside the Walmart supercenters. Follow me?
Following.
And they are opening 2 separate venues. 2 complete separate venues to capitalize on esports. Now, if this doesn't tell you that esports is a serious thing, that there is serious money to be made, if you are not watching and paying attention to the people who are investing, putting their money into teams and arenas, if you have not ever seen what it looks like to have Overwatch sell out a venue like the Staples Center, that Staples Center, yeah, it's a real thing. And video games is coming for the crown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
Walmart said, let me in.
I want to know
You
that.
want a piece of this?
Let me in. Like, listen, we've talked about Walmart being involved in video games briefly before because Walmart does have like data centers. A lot of people don't realize that. So as we start moving into this whole streaming thing, there's something happening here. Listen, this is just a heads up. Y'all keep your eyes open, pay attention. Things are changing. We're taking over.
Let's do it.
Geeks run the world.
Facts.
Hook me up.
Number 2.
Okay, on some other video game news that is slightly sadder, but maybe it's not super sad. Dan Howser of Rockstar is leaving Rockstar Games as of March 11th. So this announcement actually kind of came on the heels of the announcement we talked about last week with Rod Ferguson making the transition from the Coalition and Microsoft over to Blizzard to Diablo. And Dan Howser has been, let's say, on sabbatical for the better part of a year or so since the release of Red Dead Redemption 2. Dan Howser helped form Rockstar back in like 1998. Okay? Him and his brother have been writing or very involved in the writing of almost all, if not just the majority of their games. Bully, Red Dead 2, Red Dead, just all the Grand Thefts, just like what they have managed to do to the industry. Not for the industry, to the industry, because they changed the industry. It's kind of a big deal that somebody who has been as effective in the industry is stepping away from the industry. And there's a lot of, chatter about whether or not this is a real thing. Like, is he going away completely? Is he just stepping away from Rockstar? Is he going to start something new? My personal opinion is, with the kind of money he's got and having been away for as long as he was and not coming back and like leaving his brother there, I think my man is out. I think he's out. I think whatever's underway is already underway. I know everybody's talking about GTA 6. Maybe. Still waiting for Bully 2. Rockstar Table Tennis 2.
Don't start that.
Why you giggling? Say that thing ain't fire.
It was. We don't need to see.
It's war. It's war. I mean, like, but look, can you imagine though if Rockstar was, you know, like table tennis was like a test. Let's see what a 360 can really do. You know what I mean? And they basically took that and implemented it into Grand Theft and was like, oh yeah, I can play tennis and I can bowling and darts and whatever. You know what I mean? Like they just kind of. Like, can you imagine what kind of test they might come up with going into these new consoles? Like, you know, maybe it'd be like snooker or something, like some other like random like sports joint. Like, you wasn't gonna say snooker. Get out of my head, man. Listen, I just want to say shout out to Dan Howser. Thank you for what you've done. We greatly appreciate it. I think the industry won't be exactly the same without you, but you've made us stronger. Hook me up.
Number 3.
Look, that symmetry, that unison, I dig it.
Teamwork.
Okay? Listen. So we've talked many times about whether or not the kinds of films, genre, so forth that we're into get the recognition that they deserve. And so this past week, Joaquin Phoenix received the Oscar for Best Actor for Joker. So we can throw a little love on that. Now, did you guys see Joker?
Yes.
You haven't seen it. You have seen it. You know, don't give him a hard time just yet. We'll get to that. Don't give him a hard time just yet. Listen. Solid movie. Do I think it's as great as people made it out to be? No. What I think it did was it superseded the expectations of what a comic book movie normally is and set precedent for what a movie based on comic books can be with a character who is known for being involved in superhero movies as a villain, right? So we have had an opportunity to have someone write, direct, star in, act in, what have you, a film that transcends what most people traditionally view as the kind of films you can make based on the kind of content comic books tend to be. And they did it with a character who is and always has been a complicated, very deep, thought out character. And I do believe in my heart that this was a deserving win. Not just for Joaquin Phoenix, not just for DC and for the Joker, but for comics, for comic books, for the genre itself, for elevating not just comic book movies, but movies like the Harry Potter series or any other set of films that tend to be a little more action oriented and giving you layers to some of the characters that live within those realms and kind of opening the possibilities of what can be done in terms of writing, directing, and creating films, movies based on these characters that we've come to know and love because of how deep the characters are. And so I think it really speaks a lot to those things. So while this is in no way the same thing as saying that a movie like Endgame should have characters or does have characters in it that will ever get nominated for a Best Actor portrayal, right? They're still gonna get, like, you know, special effects and you know, things like that. But I do think that it will open up the minds of people who maybe aren't or weren't looking at comic books as a place to draw inspiration from and be able to take characters and add some of that kind of real depth that somebody like Scorsese might think doesn't exist in the kind of genre that we pay attention to. Dig?
Dig.
Now, on that note, you should have seen Joker. You slipping. What's wrong with you? Don't answer that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Don't nobody want to know. Listen, what we're going to do is we're going to get ready to get up out of here, okay? What I want to know from you guys, not from him, from you guys, is how you feel about everything I just talked about. Y'all can drop it in the comments below. Feel free to do so. I appreciate it. Thank you for following us across all socials. If you're not already doing so, please do that. We're easy to find. Just at Loading Snacks. And for those of you who are following us on Patreon and supporting us there, we greatly appreciate it. Please let everybody else know they can do the same thing, like I just did. With that, I'm out. Toodles. Lose. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.